is going on, my crafting sisters? That time has come. Let's get into this Canva Pro tutorial slash demo slash how did you do that slash everything. What is going on, everybody? This is a wonderful evening. I thought we were going to get snow and we end up not really getting it. So I'm kind of happy, kind of mad and sad because I really wanted to stay home and I wanted to craft and just do a bunch of nothing. But your girl had to end up going to work. So I didn't get my snow day, but it's quite all right. So, but I still had enough time to go to work, make a little bit of money, and then come home to be able to do this tutorial. So we are doing quite a bit on this tutorial this evening. We're going to be making this design right here on the screen. It looks difficult, but I promise you it's not that bad. It is a lot of layers in here. Okay. So don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated. It's not that difficult. It's really just pretty much repeating. And it's not very difficult. So if you have Canva Pro, all these images will be free and available to you. If you do not have Canva Pro, I highly suggest that you sign up for Canva Pro. If you are on my YouTube channel, go down to the description bar, click on that Canva Pro link, use that link to sign up for Canva Pro. If you are on Twitch, go back to my original channel and click on the connect with me, and you will get to that Canva link from that Beacon's social media link. Okay, but you absolutely need Canva Pro. I cannot stress it enough how much you need this program. It's extremely good for those that are just now starting off. SVG files, everything I make crafting wise, I do in Canva. It's just that simple, from mock-ups to difficult at all, to pay for Canva Pro. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So here's our design. Back home, and we're going to go to create design. We're going to put in a custom size right here because they don't have the tumbler size that I need. We're going to make sure we change this PX, which is in pixels. We need to change it to inches. So width, we need to put 9.3 by 8.2. And then we're going to hit click create design. So it created our design for us. We have a blank canvas, a clean slate. Let's go ahead and name our design now. So it's going to make it easier for us to go back and find it when we need to use it. So we're going to put just a little on the wild side. Okay, we already named it. The good thing about Canva is anytime you do anything to your canvas, it automatically saves your progress for you. So you don't have to worry about stopping and saving like, oh my gosh, did I say that? Did I say that? Canva will automatically save your progress for you automatically. So that's a great thing because I always forget to save my stuff when I'm working on projects. So Canva is a definite lifesaver when it comes to saving my projects, because sometimes I don't be remembering. I forget sometimes. I forget. So this is the first thing we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add our background. Now I've already pre-saved all of the elements that I used in this design in this Canva Pro folder right here to the left hand side. So all of our designs we're going to use are right here. You see, it's not really that much. So don't worry about it. It's not that much. The only one you won't find will be this bleach mark right here. I actually made this in Procreate on my iPad with a transparent background and uploaded it into Canva. So that would be the only element that you will not be able to find in Canva. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to add our background. I'm going to go ahead and click it, and we're going to stretch it to fit the size of our screen right here. Let's go back. I want to actually make sure I do it this way. So all we're going to do is basically just put them side by side. Okay, I do a slight overlap because I want them to be the same on both sides. So let's go ahead and slightly overlap that. So boom, perfect, right? Just like that. Don't worry about if it lines up, because a lot of these stripes in the middle and stuff, you really won't be able to see when we start adding all of our other elements. Now, these are the elements I already have pre-saved, but the name we're going to be using is watercolor palm leaf shape. We're going to be using that one first. So what you literally want to do is just randomly start putting these into your design. It does not have to be perfect. You see how mine are really scattered in the previous design. So we're going to be scattering these. So it doesn't have to be perfect. The design won't look exactly like the one that I had. So this is the design right here. So it won't look exactly like this design, but we're going to make it look close, and that's not even the right leaf. Let's get the right leaf first of all, because that's not the right one. So let's go back to our elements. We're going to go to recently used. And I want to say, oh no, where is it at? Did I not save it? Oy vey. Okay, real quick. Of course, things always happen when I go live. I noticed that. Things always happen when I go live. Like it's bound to happen. Every time I go live, things like this always happen. Because that's not the right leaf. It's not the right leaf. So let's see if we can actually go find it. Even better, let's go find it. So elements, we're going to type in leaf. I want to say is it that one? I want to say it's this one. It looks a lot like the one that I used before. But when you type in leaf, it does pull up, and I want to say it was a graphic. So it does pull up all of the leaf patterns that you can use in your design. They have so many, but I want to say that's the one. Yep. I think that's the one. I'm pretty sure that's the right one. Let's see. Let's go to recently used. And I didn't use it on that one though, so that won't actually match. But let's see. Let's go back and find it. I want to make sure that I show you guys exactly the same leaf. Yes, so this is the same leaf. Perfect. Cool. So we found it. So like I said, it's not going to be exactly like the original design, but all I'm going to be doing, let's go ahead and save that because I want to make sure I save it. Add to folder, your projects. And we're going to put it in Canva Pro class. Move here. All right, so we're going to take this leaf and we're just going to duplicate it all over our design. So you can put it any different direction. You can make it as big or as small as you want to. So all we're going to be doing is basically just going around and we are going to be putting this leaf design all over the canvas. So you can make them different directions. You can flip it, make it bigger, make it smaller. So to flip it, go to this top bar, click flip, and you can flip it horizontal and you also can flip it vertical. So we're going to flip it back. We're going to put one in this small corner right here. Duplicate it again. So this is all you're doing. So for the first part, we're just going to be placing our leaves exactly where we want them. Excuse me. Exactly where we want them to be. So let's turn some of these. All right. So let's do one more because we want to make sure we place it up here. So I do like to keep my designs pretty balanced. Something along the edges where it's kind of eye-catching. I do like to keep it like kind of balanced. So I do like to adjust it just a little bit to where it's a little bit more eye-catching. Because sometimes I see designs, I'm like, man, this design is all over the place because we already have a busy background. So we want to make sure we really tone our design down quite a bit just to make sure it's not all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to duplicate it again. So we're going to be putting some smaller pieces in here. We want to make sure that we completely cover and do a nice coverage with this design. So like I said, it's not going to be exactly like the one that I just made, but it's going to get it pretty close enough to where you can grasp the concept on how to make this design. So we're going to flip it. So just like that, looking good. It's looking real good. It's perfect. Perfect just the way it is. So now that we have our actual green leaf, now we're going to be adding like that foiled effect. Now I originally got this design off of TikTok. I seen a designer actually do it and it came out beautiful. I loved it. It just looked really, really nice. So I was like, you know what? I got to try that. Most of the time, if I don't think that I can actually replicate it via epoxy, I will make a sublimation design that replicates that as close as I can, just so therefore I can kind of get an idea of how, if I would actually put it on an epoxy tumbler, this is how I would do it. So it's just a nice way for me to be able to look and see exactly what's going on. So the next thing we're going to be adding is we're going to go ahead and add our gold swooshes. So this is actually called Gold Splatters Frame. Okay. And make sure when you actually do find something in Canva that you do like, always, always, always make sure that you star it. So I star it so I can save it for later. So always start and save it for later. Okay. We're going to go ahead. Now I want to crop this because you can see as I stretched it out, it cut off this bottom. So we're going to crop it. So let's crop it so we leave this part out. Okay. So crop it down to the end of it. And then we're going to click done. So now we have this. We're going to grab it and then we're going to duplicate it. And then we're going to flip it horizontal and then flip it vertical. We're going to put the same thing at the bottom. So just like that. Now you can leave it right here. I have mine moved slightly inward. You can move it all the way to the edge just so it makes it easy for you to keep track of it. You can do it however you want to do it. Okay, there's no right or wrong way when doing this design. So now that we have our first dairy leaves in place. I know that's a tongue twister. Now you can go back if you want to do any type of adjusting. If you want to delete anything, now would be the time to do it before you start adding so many layers. And also, when you do add layers and you like the way that it looks, make sure you lock that layer in place, because when you start adding other things on top of it, it can get really confusing about which layer is attached to what. So if you have something in place, you love where it is, you don't plan on changing it, make sure you lock it in place, because if not, when you try to move one thing, you have to move so many items out the way to get to the layer you want to get to. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our secondary leaves. Now the secondary leaves is right here. Is the watercolor green tropical leaf. Okay, so we're going to use this. We're going to add it to our frame, and then we're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to adjust it, make it bigger, make it smaller, and we're going to move it and turn it however we want it to turn. Now it's okay if the leaves overlap. It's perfectly fine. I think it adds to the look of it being like a jungle type of wild side, nothing too like order. We want it kind of look a little like this is just a mess, like, but a good mess at the same time. So we want it to look like a mess, but we want a good mess. We don't want like a, oh my Lord, look at all that stuff that's going on mess. We don't want that type of mess. Okay. So we're going to go around and we're going to fill in our design with this. We're going to flip it upside down, right side, all the things we want to do. This is how we're going to do it. So you don't have to leave everything just coming out. If you want the leaves to go across something, you can easily do it that way. So let's say it's like, you know what? I kind of want this to be here and not this leaf. You can easily take this one. You see there's a layer right there. Scoot that down. And then you can always delete that leaf if you don't want that one to be there. And then we can put this bigger leaf here. That way it covers more ground. Also, when you are doing designs, it's a good idea to actually duplicate your design more than once. So therefore, you can try out different options of the look you want to create without actually changing the main look. So therefore, you can kind of get multiple ideas of how you want to create a design. So what I would do is I would make a duplicate of this one. And then I can do another order of the leaves and stuff like that. So if you don't want the leaves to be like exactly in the same place and you want to kind of play around with it without making any adjustments to your original design, you can always add more than one canvas to here. That way you can pick and choose what design you want. Or if you want to offer your clients or customers different variants of the same design, you can do it that way. So like I put in my design, one has just a little on the wild side, and one is completely blank with just the leaves and the stuff like that. So it's however you want to make it. Okay, there's no right or wrong in making a design. Okay, you just do whatever you think is going to look good, and we're just going to add this in here. So we're going to add, I think, one more, and I think we're probably going to be pretty straight. But I am a really like balanced type person. I love balance. I like things to balance out and look really, really nice. So we're going to flip it. Let's flip that. Let's put it right there. Now let's see. It's like, you know what? You really can't see my gold. So you're going to take this one, go to position, and you're going to move it backwards. Because we really want this gold flakes to kind of show through. So we're going to move it backward. Okay. So there's that. That's in place. So that's one of the things already done. Let's make this one a little bit bigger, because I really, really love this style of the leaves. I think they look really nice. I just like the way they look because they're really pretty. All right. So we have our leaves in place. Now you can kind of do a little bit more adjusting. If you want to do some more adjustments, move some leaves around, put some things in place, go forward, go backward with certain things. If you want to make them bigger, you can make them bigger. If you want to change the position, go ahead and do so. Okay. Now what we're going to be doing, I know there's a lot of steps in this. We're going to go ahead and add our cheetah spots. So we're going to add our cheetah. So here's our cheetah. I use the leopard seamless pattern. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add it. Now you see that it's brown. We can actually change the colors of these cheetah spots. So up here on this little color palette is how we're going to be changing our cheetah spots. Now the light brown, we actually changed it to that green color. And the good thing about Canva is that it automatically pulls the same colors that are listed in your design already. So that's the good thing about it. But I have Care For Me Naturally, which I'm going to use this darker green because I love this dark green. And this color is #3C5629 is the green I'm going to use. It's a nice dark foresty green. And then we are going to go ahead and change this. I'm trying to look at my design over here to see which one it was. But we're going to be changing, I believe is it this one? Which one is the yellow? Let's make this bigger so we can see what we're doing. So I think it's this color right here. We're going to change it to a gold color. Because I had it in here. So let me just look and see. But you also can use the color palette, this little eyedropper right here. You can actually pick a gold from the design to put onto your palette. So if it doesn't automatically pull up whatever gold you want, you can go ahead and pull it up from the palette. It will pull it automatically. Okay. So we have this, and then we're going to change this actually to a darker brown. A little bit too dark. Perfect. Right there. So this color is in my mom's Magnificent Jewelry. It is this color right here. And the color label for that is #795731 is the color we're going to be using for that one. Okay. So now we see that we had it in the design kind of scattered. So what we're going to do is we're going to tuck some up here, kind of spread it out a little bit, and then we're going to duplicate. And then we're only going to show certain parts at different steps. So we're going to duplicate it again. So we're going to turn it a little bit and have it peeking through this way. Duplicate it again. We're going to go ahead and we're going to flip this. So you can flip it this way, flip it that way. And then we're going to put it a little bit up like that. We're going to duplicate it again. So this is where you can really go through and just put it anywhere you want to, however much you want to. You can have it kind of coming in more, covering up, poking out. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do here. Make it bigger, make it smaller for more intricate cheetah spots. You can do it that way. You can have it showing more or showing less. So let's shrink this down, and you also can put it actually inside the design itself, but be careful when you're putting a lot of things in the middle design, especially when you are thinking about putting text directly in the middle of your design. So you want to make sure that you don't do a lot of things to the middle because it won't be seen. So you want to make sure you keep your design and whatever you're going to put towards the outside of your design, because we're going to be putting text right here in the, and I'm not even putting it on the main one. So let's move this up. So make sure you keep your cheetah spots towards the outside of your design, because you're not going to see if you put it in the middle. Now, if you can put it in the middle if you want to, especially if you're going to be doing multiple variants of the same design, like what I did for the text and no text, then you can definitely put it in the middle. But I am not going to be putting it in the middle because I know I'm going to be putting a text here to show you the different options. Okay. So we get it to where we like it. I think it looks fine. I love it the way it is. It looks nice. Now you can do your little adjustments that you want to adjust, make your changes and things like that. And I think that looks lovely. So we're already at this point. Now what we're also going to do, we're going to be adding our gold foliage leaves. So this is the design line art leaf illustration. We're going to be using that one. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and change the color to this gold color. So let's see. Let's make it a little bit more of a brighter gold. I'm trying to make it as true gold as I possibly can. Let's see. That's looking a little orangey. I don't know if I want it orange. Let's go back to this gold color. But it's not quite that gold either. So let's just go to the eyedropper and let's just get our own gold. So, let's see. Let's try maybe this color. It's a little light. So let's go to a darker part. Let's go here. I like that. That looks really, really good. Like, you can go darker, you can go lighter, you can go however you want to. If you want to get a more truer gold color, you can always get a more truer gold color. But when I made my design, I did make it a little bit more gold. And if you want to actually get gold to be on your design, this is what I do. Add a page. We're going to go to Elements, and we're going to type in gold. So So type in gold. You're going to apply something, a few things that are gold. And then Canva will actually pull the colors from the page. So we're going to add a few things that are gold. I use this when I'm trying to get the perfect shade of something. I add a few things with the color that I want. And then I go back and I try to snatch the color from it. Because if it's on the palette, it should automatically pull it up as far as making a color palette for you. You see, it didn't, which is fine. We can go here with our eyedropper tool. We can scroll down. Let's scroll down first. Scroll down, get our eyedropper tool, and now we can pick and choose whatever gold color we want to get. So we wanted that yellow. We want to get a more darker, richer gold. We can go down here. I think that looks really good. I like it. It looks really good. So now we're going to go through and we're going to be adding our gold. I'm just going a little bit lighter. A little bit lighter, I think, would be perfect for this. So let's go back to this. And let's try to get a bit more of like an actual like richer gold. Let's do a little bit too light. It's so hard to find these colors. Like I can get the elements to be the same, but actually trying to find the color it's difficult. But I think this is close as we're going to get. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to be adding our gold foliage. Now you can put some in front or behind. Now I do want the cheetah print to be remotely on top of the design. So I will not be doing a lot of the cheetah print behind it. So we're going to change the position to go backward. And we're going to go down a few layers. So you can actually go to position and change it that way. Or if you have an HP or a Windows or a Mac, I know on Mac it's Command and open bracket. You can adjust the space. You see how I went behind that leaf. You can adjust it there, or you can use Alt and open bracket. But when you hover over position, it tells you right there beside it which keys you can do shortcuts. We're going to duplicate it. We're going to turn it, make some of them bigger, make some of them smaller. So we're going to put that one here. Duplicate again. We're going to put one over here. But you can see it's starting to get a little crazy. It's getting a little crowded. It's getting kind of crazy. It's getting kind of hard to see certain stuff. So just make sure when you have something in place that you don't want to move, make sure you lock it. Like it's so important to lock your design in place when you have it somewhere you want it to be permanently. Because if not, and you want to go back and change something, guess what? You have to move every single layer that's on top of the leaf in order to get to that section. So always make sure that you lock your things you don't want to move, lock them in place. Okay. So we're just going through, we're just adding our leaves. It's looking good so far. I'm liking how it's looking. All right, so we're gonna overlap some of it. So I think it looks really nice. I really like it. Like I said, it's not exactly like the one that I had in the demonstration, but it still looks really, really good. And you can always make things bigger than what you want them to be. You can move them further down. If you want that to be seen more, move it down. Most definitely. I don't like harsh lines, so I try to cover up my harsh lines. Let's move that down a little bit. Let's make that a little bit bigger. So, perfecto. Looks really good. Okay, it's looking nice. I love it. I love it. All right. So, we have that in place. Everything's looking good. I'm liking the way it's looking. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our sparkle. So I don't know if you noticed in the design or not, but we actually did have quite a few sparkle pieces in the design. Okay, so our sparkle pieces are going to be right here, which I used the element snowflake background illustration is the one I used. We're going to add it, and I like to make it the same size as the canvas. Look at that sparkle. It looks so cute. I love it. But we're going to flip it because I want the thicker ones to be on this side. Now you can move it up or down, however you see fit. And we're going to duplicate it. And then we're also going to flip it again to make it even on both sides, on top and bottom. And that's exactly where we're going to be putting it at. Okay, you see how this design is already starting to come together? It looks amazing. Like I said, it doesn't have to be exactly like the one that I made, but it looks relatively good. It looks really, really good. I'm liking the way it's doing. I'm liking the way it's looking. Okay. Does anyone have any questions so far? Just so we can kind of get an idea. If anyone have any questions? No questions? No questions? All right. We're going to go ahead and continue to move forward. All right. So we have it on here. We have our design. Everything's looking good. We're liking the way it's looking. It's looking really, really nice. We like it. It's looking good. Now we're going to add just one more small little element. Okay. So we're going to add the little dots that we had. These right here. And this is the element spots, dots, doodle. I know that's a mouthful. Spots, dots, doodle. So we're going to add that. We're also going to change the green color down to this dark green like we had before with the cheetah spots. Now you can make it whatever color you want to do. Beige, you can do beige. If you want to do a lighter green, you can do a lighter green. If you want to do like a gray to go with your design, it's whatever color you want to do. You want to do a brown, you can do a brown. It's whatever color you want to do. It doesn't have to be exactly like the one that I'm doing. If you want to make it dark brown, you can make it dark brown. But we're going to make it dark green. All right, so we're just going to randomly start placing these into certain spots. Like I said, you can make some of them bigger, some of them smaller. It's whatever you want to do. This is your design. Make it however you want to make it. Just be creative with it. It's your thing. All right. We're going to duplicate it again. And we're going to put one more set up here. All right. So we have our dots where we want them. It's looking really nice. I like it a lot. So we can get rid of this one. Boop. Boop. Bye-bye. Now this will make a duplicate because we're going to do one with text and we're going to do one without text. Okay. So one with text and then one without. Now, like I said, I actually made these in Procreate on my iPad and then I imported them into Canva. So you will not find this bleach spot on Canva, unfortunately. I made this and uploaded it onto Canva. Okay, so we're going to make it as big as we want to make it. And we're going to put it in the middle. It automatically has grid lines for you to be able to line your elements directly in the middle. And let's say that, you know what, that's kind of see-through. I want it a little bit darker. Duplicate it and put the same thing on top of each other. It's going to make it a little bit more darker, a little bit less see-through when you go to put your text. All right. So we have it somewhat in the middle. I don't think it's quite in the middle, but let's move it down a little bit. Because it's not quite in the middle. And I like for my designs to be in the middle. Also, get rid of this extra space because it will alter where it actually puts your design, quote unquote, centered. So that looks to be about right. So it's right there. It's the center. Boom, right there. Duplicate it. And we're going to put the other one right on top of it. Okay, right on top of it. All right, perfect. So now we're going to add our text. Now for the text, they already had this preset already pre-made as far as the fonts that went with it. And it's called Wild Sail is the one we're going to be using. So we're going to use this. So Wild Sail, we're using it. So what we can do is hit the three dots and we can click ungroup. So now we have three individual pieces. So we have the wild, the sail, and then we have the up to 50% off. But keep that because we're going to be using it. So shrink it down. I like to get rid of a lot of this extra space. So therefore I know exactly how big we want to make things. And let's move this up to 50% off towards the top. And let's move this wild down. Let's make it a lot bigger. So let's put our more dominant font a little bit bigger. I'm going to slightly overlap the wild on top of the side. Just slight overlap. So now we're going to change this. So I wanted to make this the same script as this one, which this script is playlist script. So we're going to click on that. We're going to go over here. And it shows you automatically the fonts you already have on your canvas. We're going to change it to playlist script. And then we're going to take the capitals off. So hit the three dots. You're going to hit this right here, the uppercase, turn that off. And we're going to put just a little, whoops, if I can spell, little on the, and then wild side. So let's say I want to group wild side together. I like the way it looks. I like how it is sitting on each other. So we're going to click wild, Press and hold shift and then click side. You see they're both grouped together. Gonna hit the 3 dots where it says more and you're gonna group it. So now it's all one big piece. All right, so let's go ahead and get this one. Let's make it a little bit bigger. So just a little on the wild side. We're gonna go to effects. We're gonna make it curved because we want the curve around our text. So now you see this little bar down here. This is what adjusts the curve. You see that circle? It automatically will show you exactly what it's going to be fitting around. So let's say you have your design in the middle. If you use in your design as a circle, so if you use this bar, it will be able to show you exactly where it's going to curve the text to wrap it around. So let's start that one at first. And then we're going to make adjustments from there. So let's move that up. Move that down. Let's shrink that down just a little bit more, and then we can always go back and adjust our faux bleach spot if we need to. Then move that down, and you can have it just like that, just a little on the wild side. Okay, now let's say I want to group these both together. I like the size of the font, I like the way it's looking, so press just a little on the wild side, hold shift, connect both of those together, and then go to group. And it just became one. So now you can move this whole piece as one. So you can adjust the size, make it smaller for those that like smaller text on their designs. I personally like bigger text on my designs. That's just me. I like for the words to be big and visible. Some people like them to be smaller. Some people like them to be bigger. It's totally up to you. You can always adjust your size or your font however you want to. It doesn't have to be the same way as mine. You can make it whatever you want to make it bigger, make it smaller. You cannot put it a font on there at all. It's completely up to you. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. It looks really good. I like it. It almost looks exactly like the original, but it's still slightly different, but it does still look really, really good. So it's a lot going on, but I think it still looks rather great. So you see what I was talking about for the middle. So you still have to design the middle, because if you're not going to start with the font, people want the design to kind of be fluid throughout. So you have to still add little things in the middle of the design if you're not going to be putting the words. But most likely, if I were to sell this, I would sell it with the words on it. All right, so we have everything in place. Let's go back up here. All right, so here's our design. It looks good. I like it. Let's do some final little adjustments. Anything else you want to add or take away, do it now. But one thing I do like to do is I like to put it in full screen, and I just inspect the image just to make sure everything is looking good. Everything is in place the way I want it to be. Everything looks good. Nothing's cut off. Nothing looks weird. Nothing looks awkward. But you see this solid line right here? Not a fan of that solid line. So I don't like harsh lines in my designs. That's just my own personal opinion. I'm not a fan of harsh lines. I don't like the way they look. I think it looks really incomplete or unfinished, or it looks really like tacky. But that's just my own personal opinion. Okay, so we're gonna go back down and we're gonna go, let's go to the folder. So here's our design right here. But when I upload it, it cut the sides off automatically. So there's really not too much we can really do about that portion, unfortunately. So let's just roll with it. Now I have this one. I have a more rounder bleach spot that I can use. So let's go ahead and grab that one. I have a bunch. So for those who have an iPad and you have Procreate, I made all these little like faux bleach spots in Procreate. So all these were made in Procreate. I have like a cheetah spot, kind of white. If I wanted to add this in here a little bit to kind of add some texture, that would be awesome. But the only bad thing about it is I can't change the color from white. So I have to take it out of Procreate or go back to Procreate where I created it, change the color, and then upload it back into Canva. That's the only bad thing about uploading things onto Canva, is that whatever color you make it, that's the color that it is. You can't change it. So keep that in mind when you are uploading different things onto Canva, like your faux bleach spots. Just kind of keep that in mind, because you won't be able to change that once you upload into Canva, unfortunately. So let's make it a little bit smaller. All right, and then let's duplicate that, and we're gonna put it right on top of the other one, because that's just what we like to do. All right, and then we're gonna position, send it to the back, and there's our design. Looks so good. Okay, so let's say, okay, we love our design. It looks good. I like the way it's looking. So what you're going to go ahead and do, you're going to go ahead and download it into a PNG. Download both pages. Okay, I've already previously downloaded it, so obviously I'm not going to go and do it again. Okay, but keep in mind, because you're going to make a copy of that. So once you actually make your design, you're going to make a copy of it to make your template. Okay, I know, super confusing, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So we're going to go ahead and add a blank page. So let's do, because these are both the same thing. Like I just went into that one, and then here's my original design right here that I made. So this is the other one. It's taking a minute for it to upload. So this is the one that we just made. So we will make a copy of this one. So let's change the title. So we just went into this one, so let's edit it, and we'll put demo. I'm going to keep mine and the demo separate. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a copy. Now this is what we're going to use to actually build our template. Okay. Once we actually download it, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of these two. So once we actually downloaded it and we have everything on here, whoops. Let's go to the new page, and then we can go back and delete that. So we're going to use my design as the example. So let's say we download it and we upload it onto our Canva. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get our smart mockup. Now I actually purchased this smart mockup from an Etsy creator who makes smart mockups for crafters to use on their website. So we're going to go into OCM, which is One Crafty Mama. I always separate all my images and designs so it's easier for me to find them when I need them. And we're going to go ahead and upload this. So what I mean by smart mockup is that the actual background of this image is transparent, or it's blank, or it's empty. And you can tell if it's a smart mockup because if you add a color, it should take on the color that's behind it. So all a smart mockup is, or smart images, is that whatever the image is, the back should be punched out. Okay. See how it's see-through back there? So whatever color you change this, it's going to automatically be the color of the tumbler. Okay. Whatever color. All right. So right now we're going to make it white. So when you go to download this, now this was created by, I'm not quite sure. Let me look it up and see real quick. I want to make sure that I tell you who it was. I got it off of Etsy. So let me go ahead and tell you exactly who it was from real quick. Let me show you. So let's go on a brief break, and I'm going to go and pull this up, and then we will be right back. now that quick break is over and I found exactly who it was on Etsy. So the creator on Etsy is actually called Marini Style Designs. So let me put it in the chat. Let me go to my phone real quick and put it in the chat. It is Marini Style Designs. That is the name of the mock-up we got this from. So Marini Style Designs. So Marini Style Designs is who we got this from. Okay. Marini Style Designs. Yes, yes, yes. Marini Style Designs. That's who we got that from. So now that we have that in there is exactly who we got it from. So we're going to go ahead and go forth with the smart mock-up and template design of this. So let me put my phone away. So now we have our mock-up uploaded. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to uploads. This is where it can get kind of confusing, but hang in there with me. Bear with me. If you have any questions, make sure you put them in the chat below. So we're going to upload our design. Okay, here's our design. It looks great. It looks fabulous. We're going to turn down the transparency until you can actually see the tumblers behind the image. Okay. We're going to shrink our image down. We want it to fit the top and the bottom of our tumblers, okay? Right underneath that lid. It looks great. This is where overhang is actually welcome. So it doesn't have to fit exactly on this side of the tumbler because this is actually a tapered tumbler image. So we're going to duplicate it once, put it on top of each other exactly, duplicate it twice, and do the exact same thing. Okay, now this top one, we're going to go ahead and scrub this all the way over until it reaches the right side of the tumbler. Okay, then we're going to click the middle and we're going to put the middle smack dab in the middle and we're going to scrub inside both sides, the left and the right. Okay, it's always good to leave a little bit of extra on the outside of the tumbler, which is fine. Doesn't have to be exact. We're going to take this last one. We're going to move it all the way over a little bit past the tumbler. And we're going to scrub all the way over from the left. So it should look something like that. Okay. Looks good. Looks great. It looks fabulous. I like it. They're all even. Okay. Now we're going to bring our transparency back up to 100 on each image. So pull it all the way up. Now we're going to click on the actual tumbler design, right click it and click on bring to the front. You see how it makes it look like it's actually pressed onto a tumbler? It looks fabulous. Now we're going to group it all together. So we're going to drag a box over everything. You should see 4 things selected, the actual image and then every single tumbler piece. So it should be 4 things and we're going to click group. So now we can move this wherever we want to. Okay. So now we're going to make it big to where it actually fills up the whole entire canvas. And there's our mock-up. It looks beautiful. So I like using smart mock-ups because it really eliminates the amount of inventory used to do demos or demonstrational purposes or demonstrational images. So where you don't actually have to like press every single thing you make like real time. So it's going to save you a lot of money as far as like using your inventory. So you can save money on inventory because you won't have to actually press everything you make to sell it if you don't want to. Now, some people they don't like using mock-ups, which is fine. You don't have to use mock-ups, but it's mainly for those that don't want to use a lot of inventory to showcase their crafts. So mock-ups are definitely a way to go. I used to be like, oh, I don't like mock-ups. But when I actually started to look into it more and kind of play with mock-ups, I'm like, you know what? I think I can kind of do that. I think I'm actually like this little mock-up thing. I'm kind of digging it. So definitely give mock-ups a chance. Give mock-ups a chance. Just have to just play with it a little bit. I'm going to go live on TikTok too. I'm live on Twitch. Canva. Oops. Pro. Let's go live. All right. So we have this now. Now remember, we have 2 separate designs we need to make a mock-up for. So we have this one, and then we're going to create a new page. We're going to do the exact same thing we just did all over again. So we're going to make sure we go back to OCM and get our image, our smart image. We're going to do the exact same thing we just did with the previous design that we did with the words, we're going to do it again without the words. So we're going to add in our image. We're going to turn the transparency down so we can actually see the tumbler behind your image. 10 looks about good. We're going to shrink it down to actually match the top and the bottom of your tumbler. Now you can put this wherever you want to. I like to put it right below the lid of the smart image. Hello. And then we're going to duplicate it 2 more times. So we're going to have it once. So the one on the bottom is not going to move. It's just the one on the top and the one that's second. So the one on the bottom will not move. It will actually stay right where it's at. But we have to duplicate it as a whole because we're going to need different parts of the image to put on different tumblers. So we're going to go ahead and duplicate this. Put the second one right on top of each other. Duplicate it again. Put that one right on top of that one. Now the top one, we're going to scrub it all the way over. Okay. This middle one, we're going to put it towards the middle and scrub it inward on both sides. Overhang is actually welcome. And the third one, we're actually going to move it all the way over to the other side and scrub it from the left. Okay. Now we're going to turn our transparency back up to 100 because we want to make sure that we can actually see this design on our tumblers. So turn it all the way back up to 100. You're going to right click on that smart image and you're going to bring it to the front. So it makes it look like it's actually pressed onto our tumbler. Now we're going to group it all together. So we're going to make a box, group the actual smart image in every single tumbler image design, group it together. I'm going to click group. So that's how you do that. So make sure it's not going to move. Okay. So now we're going to make it bigger to actually match our canvas size. And then there's our mock-up. So now we have one for without words, and then we have one that's with words. So I always like to give my customers a variety of different things because it's a really nice jungle design, but maybe I don't want it to say just a little on the wild side. Maybe I want to put a different image on it. So I do like to do variety of one image, like 2 or 3 different ways, just so people can have an idea of different things to choose from. If they want one with the words, or they want one without the words, or they want it with just the bleach spot with no words. So you can do that one also. So that way they can put their own wording or saying or whatever they want to put on there. Okay. Now there's that. Now what we're going to do, just to add a little bit extra spice, I usually like to do this because I think it just looks really, really nice and professional to do so. We're going to go back to our top one with the words, and we're going to actually add that image on there again. We're going to click on edit image. And we're going to go down to frames. So we're going to add a frame to this image to put onto our tumbler mockup. I just think it looks really nice. So therefore your customers can see what the image actually looks like, not pressed to anything. Hi. So you can get a good idea of what the image looks like whole and not. And then we can put it right there. Now you don't have to put it right there. You can put it up top. You can make your mock-up smaller, or you can make your mock-up bigger. It's whatever you want to do, but this is how I usually like to do it. Okay? And then I got rid of it. Let's put it back. All right. Canva's a little touchy. So there's our image. Some stuff, so you just got to be patient with it. It's still a relatively newer program. So some of their effects and things, and it did it again. It bounced it out. So you gotta just resize things relatively carefully and slowly. And I'm just like hurrying up and just resizing stuff. So we're gonna leave it as that. Okay. So there's your mock-up. It looks good. It looks wonderful. Let's go ahead and do the same thing to this one. We're gonna add the frame, the gold glitter, and then we're gonna slowly start shrinking it down. A little bit more. All right. So there's that. Let's make it a little bit smaller to try to match this for as much as possible. If you want it to match perfectly, what I usually do is I actually take this image and bring it down over top of it. So therefore you can actually get both of them to match. Okay, and then I put this one back up top. So now both my images match because I do not like mismatchy elements on the same type of design. It's me, the person that's birthday is coming up. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, so here's our images. So now what we're going to do, we're going to add our text because we're going to be using this for our link in PDF form to get our customers to come back to Canva to download. You're welcome to download this image from you. So this is how you have to legally do it in Canva. So what you cannot do is you cannot download the PNG file and sell it already pre-made as a PNG. You can't do that. You have to make it a template because the customers have to come back to Canva. If they don't have Canva Pro, they have to actually pay for the images that were created by the artist that were uploaded onto Canva, because you do have to pay your royalties for that. Okay, so make sure you put a disclaimer in your description bar on your website for demonstrational purposes only for your mockups. Images may be slightly different and color may not be exactly the same. And then what you also want to do is recommend it for Canva Pro users. I usually put in my disclaimers bold capital letters for disclaimers. So intended use for Canva Pro members. If you do not have Canva Pro, when you go to download image, you will have to pay for additional elements used to make final design. Okay, thank you for the follow. So therefore, it lets your customer know that, hey, this is just a template, but if I don't have Canva Pro, then I actually have to purchase additional things put in there to make the actual final design. So therefore, everyone in Canva gets paid. So the creators who make the leaf design, who make the gold designs, everyone gets their cut in your design. You just can't download the PNG and sell it on Etsy like everyone's been doing, okay? You have to go about the right way, okay? That's the legal way to be able to sell your quote-unquote designs or templates. You have to bring your customer back to Canva. Anything you make in Canva you intend to sell or distribute to others, you have to bring them back to Canva, okay? So now let's go ahead and add our text. Because we're going to go ahead and make it the same font. You can do serif display, but we're going to try to keep it pretty much the same. So we're going to go ahead and do playlist script. I'm going to type in use this template. Okay, so use this template. We're going to put it right there. And then we're going to duplicate it. And then you want to thank your customers because they easily could have went to someone else to get a design made. So we're going to always thank. You can never thank your customers enough. So thank you for your purchase. Okay, so you want to always make sure you thank your customers for coming and shopping on your website or choosing you to make their design or whatever. You want to always make sure you thank them, okay? Because they could have easily went somewhere else to get a design made. So thank you for your purchase. And then we have use this template. Now, this is going to be very important because we're going to come back and use this down here at the bottom pretty soon. All right. So we're going to actually make a copy and then click on this and we're going to hit paste. And it's going to put it in the exact same spot that we copied it from. So go back to this one. We're going to click on thank you for your purchase. Right click on copy. Go down to our second image. Click it. Right click. Hit paste. It's going to put it in the exact same spot. Hello. I am live on Twitch. I just got done recreating a design that I made in Canva from start to finish. And I'm showing you how to make templates and how to do mock-up tumblers for your website. So head on over to Twitch. My name on Twitch is One Crafty Mama. The link is in the bio to follow me on Twitch and make your own account. It's 100% free. I am live right now, but don't worry if you miss it. You can always go back, and I am also streaming on YouTube. So I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube right now. So if you're following either one of those channels, go ahead and go watch that. Don't worry, it will automatically post it to my channel after the live stream is over. So you can always go back and watch that design from the beginning. All right, so we have this. Now we're going to go ahead. We're going to attach the design that we made to our PDF template file. So now we have this. We're going to go back to home. And we're going to go to the actual design that we made, okay? So this is the design we made. Of course, mine isn't this one. It's actually this one. But so we're going to go to the actual design. Now, do not copy the link for the actual design. Because what that's going to do is, what it's going to do is when they go in to change something, it's going to change the original design. Okay. You do not want to give people access to the original design. You want to pretty much give them a copy of the original design, the way you can change, add a name, or do whatever they want to do. So where it says share right here, you're going to click share. Share a link to edit. You don't want that. You're going to click the down button, share a link to use as a template. This is what you want to do. So click that. You're going to click copy link. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our design we made our Tumblr mockups at. So we're going to go back here. Okay. Now we're going to highlight, use this template. Go to this 3 dots. Click the link. And we're going to paste the link in here. Okay. So there it is. So now when they click on this link right here, it'll take them straight to a copy of the design that they can customize and change themselves, okay? If you want to check to make sure your link is correct, click on the link again and go to link. It should look like this. A template by Stephanie Hall was shared with you. Start designing now. And it'll take them straight into the template that they can design or change or download from there. Okay? Now, you have to do the same thing for both because both of the designs are on the same template. So we're going to go to link and we're going to paste the exact same link as before. And then it's done. Now, when you go to download, you want to download this twice. So the first time you download, you want to download it as a PNG. The second time you download, you want to download it as a PDF. Because when you download the PDF, it's going to allow your customers to be able to click this link to go to the template. So the first one, download PNG, both pages, because you have two different designs. Thank you for the follow. You have two different designs you want them to see. Click that download. The second download you do is going to be a PDF. Now you can only download PDF in Canva Pro. I'm not sure. I think you can do it in both the free and Canva Pro version. So go to PDF standard and then click download. Okay. Now if you want to check your link before you download it again, just to make sure there's nothing wrong with that, just to make sure it's going to go to the design they're going to pay for. Because there's nothing more embarrassing than making a design and when you click on it, it goes somewhere completely different. I've had it happen to me before. I've done it plenty of times. I've had a PNG up there for sale and it wasn't even the right PNG. Or it was the right PNG, but I made multiple images on one canvas. So they had 7 different designs and only paid for one. So you don't want to do that. So you want to make sure that if you are making multiple designs, put them on their own separate canvas. Okay. Don't put them all on the same canvas. Unless you're making it for personal use and don't intend to sell it, then you can do it that way. But if you actually intend to sell it, make sure you put it on different canvases, okay? Because if you link one of your designs to the original design, they're going to have access to everything on that canvas, okay? You don't want to be giving away free PNGs or free templates, okay? So just make sure anything you do something different. Hello, beautiful floor designs. Just make sure that you put them all on individual canvases. I cannot stress it enough. I have made that mistake before. Put them on individual canvases, okay? Because you want to make sure that you're not giving people more than what they're paying for. All right? So that's it. That's all you have to do. And hello, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too. I'm actually off work tomorrow, so I'm really excited about that, which never happens. I'm never off on a Saturday from doing hair, but I'm off Saturday. So when my last client moved, I blocked the whole day off. I'm like, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. I want to sleep in. My kids are gone. They're at the grandparents' house. When the cat's away, the mice will play. So I'm going to be at home tomorrow. We're going to be celebrating me and my husband will be celebrating our anniversary tomorrow since the kids are away. We're going to go eat some ramen and then very pretty design. Thank you. And then we're going to be going to the movies together. So we waited and to celebrate our anniversary. Our anniversary was Monday, the 8th of March. It's 8 years on the 8th. And we're not going to celebrate until tomorrow. So we're just going to have a good time. So I'm excited about that. Hi, everybody. We are having so much fun, I bet. Happy anniversary, have fun. Thank you. Go Lux. I have yet to use my soap. It's still in the packaging, but I will use it today. I don't like using soap because my husband always steals my stuff and my kids use it and I want to use it for myself. So I have to wait till my kids went away to finally use my soap. I will use it in my shower tonight. I'm so excited to use this. I can't wait. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Yep, 8 years, and we have 2 beautiful children. One will be 4 this year, and the smallest one will be 2 this year. So we spent the first couple years of our marriage with no kids. I'm like, man, our life was boring. Our life was boring without kids. But this is the design. It looks really nice. I like it. I just made it kind of on a humbug a little bit. And I was like, let's just do something. So I made this design. I think it looks really, really nice. So I like it. But I'm not going to be on for very long because I want to do some things around the house. I got to fold clothes because the clothes is ridiculous. The mountain is huge of clothes. but you can always go back and relook at the design from the beginning, the live stream from the beginning, actually showing how to make it from scratch, from start to finish, and where to find all of the elements in Canva. If you are on YouTube watching this live stream, you can actually sign up for Canva Pro in the link below in the description box. If you're on Twitch, if you go back to my Twitch original front page channel, click on connect with me. The link is also listed there. For those on TikTok, if you don't have Canva Pro, click on my lovely face in the top left corner, go to the link in the bio, and click from there. Woo! That's a lot. That was a lot of talking. A lot of talking, okay? So, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. All my contact information is also listed in the links on my pages, linked in bio. You can always email me, message me on TikTok, YouTube, or on Twitch. I do try to answer as many questions, if not all questions, as I can. But sometimes TikTok be filtering out my stuff. So if I don't respond back quickly, just message me again and I will soon see. Or you can shoot me an email. No big deal. However you want to get in contact with me, I have multiple ways you can reach me. Okay? But until next time, my crafting sisters, I will see you later. Thank you so much for coming and watching my stream. If you're not on my Twitch channel, you need to go follow me on Twitch. All of my Canva Pro tutorials will be on Twitch. Anything that shares my screen, so that's Canva, Cricut, and I will be having Shopify classes coming soon. They will be on my Twitch streaming channel. So go follow me on Twitch. The name is One Crafty Mama. The link is also in my link in my bio. No, the D-stash is not over. I still have a bunch of stuff in my D-stash on my website. Go to the link in my bio. My website is www.onecraftymama20.com. Now I'm getting ready to end for real, because I'll be having like 4 or 5 different like church like closings. I never know how to stop my stream. I love to start my stream, but I don't know how to end it, because it's never ending. I just want to keep talking to you guys and keep interacting, but I gotta do some stuff, and I can hear my husband. He's back home, so I was like, I'm gonna be live as long as he come back home, then I'm gonna get off, because I don't want to be on here all night, because he'd be like, woman, you said an hour. You said an hour. It's hard for me to get up off of here. But yes, the D-stash is not over. It's still on my website. I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff in my crafting inventory that I do not want and or need. And here's the thing. I am selling my sublimation oven. I no longer need it. I have a tumbler press. I have an Oster XL sublimation oven that I'm not using. I'm selling for $85 without shipping. So if you want it, message me. And I will be selling my maker, because I am getting a Silhouette Pro in a couple weeks. I'm so excited. I'm making a jump. I'm making a plunge. I'm jumping off the Cricut bandwagon, bro. They tripping. But I will be selling my Cricut maker to make room for my Cameo 4 Pro. That 24 inches of cut space. I want it now. Okay? Maker me. Message me, sis. I still got the original box it came in. I will ship that bad boy to you. Okay? I take Cash App, PayPal, all that. I'm probably going to add it to I don't want to add it to the website, because then it's going to really be gone. And I don't know if I can really sell stuff like that on my website. That's like a different like company, like Cricut, whatever. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I do have a maker, an original maker. It's a certified refurbished machine, but it's brand new right out the box. I don't think it's ever been used. I think the box just opened and that was it. But the original parts are in there, the cord, the booklet, the box, everything was in pristine condition. But I am selling that. So just message me if you're interested. I will ship it to you. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. Until next time, my crafting sisters, I will see you later. Bye.